Beaver, away!
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Chriscast, brought to you by Antlion ModMic Wireless. This is the grand final of ETF2L Season 21. It is the Premiership division. We're going to find out who is Europe's #1. I am CeeJaey, and I'm joined by Wiethoofd and Buck824 tonight. Buck, we have two behemoths, shall we say, two giants of Highlander here tonight. SDCK versus Failure Esports, a rerun of a number of Prem finals we've seen so far. And our first map is going to be CP Steel, picked by Failure Esports. And as the second seed, they did have the map pick disadvantage. But how big of a thing do you think that's going to be in a final between two teams? You know, a lot of experienced players. Is the map pick advantage that big of a deal?
Mission begins in
I think it can add up quite quickly, yeah. I mean, it kind of determines the momentum going forward into the final, and I'm actually interested to see, I mean, if you say POYOTECH actually picking this map, like, I mean, SDCK is renowned for being quite strong on this map, so, I don't know, we'll have to see how they do.
I find it interesting as well that they banned Product. I thought that would have been a map that they would have enjoyed, based on the fact that they have Carpi, you know, who is, you know, current sniper of the season, current MVP, you know, done a great job. As we see the crits coming out from Failure, they're throwing those stickies everywhere and they get absolutely nobody. They don't get the force, they don't get any kills. Joe tries to walk in through the top, gets domed by Kazarok, and that's an absolute fail of a push there, coming out straight out of the blocks, trying to get some aggression, but SDCK were all the wise to it. Jackie Leg's actually jumping up through drop down to go onto A and maybe catch out, get some eyes onto whether there's a bit of an AE push. There's actually a huge flank coming from him. Rambasaur sees him. He's actually behind Layla, gets one rocket onto her, doesn't get another, and she is at 60% with the crits now, but Gedu still on 100%, rotating with his team Buck, and they're going to try to defend this from BC.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that crits play. I mean, if they were going to do it, they probably should have committed more people for like a sack of sorts, but now Layla's on, like, I mean, she's going to be getting in right now, but I mean, Carby getting some decent picks there, actually, onto the flank. But yeah, with Joe going down there, it's not going to be opening up too much space. I mean, he's got Nubby here, sort of sticking off the point, and that rotation into this point is, oh, and Layla goes down! Nice pick from Mezzo, so yeah, that entire rotation is kind of pointless there, I'm not sure.
Huge kill there, that was a drop. He says in chat, I'm so sorry. I feel there was a bit of a face stab there, but apparently, hey, TF2 mechanics, 20 years in production or whatever. But the counter Uber does come in here, the defensive Uber from SDCK. They do not want to give up the B points to POYOTECH. They're going to use that Uber, spread out, and they do lose Nubby, but he is on the respawn now. He's back up in action, and looks like they want to push it. Joe and Layla alone at the moment on the B point. But yeah, that passive sentry from Clark didn't really stop anything. There wasn't any support from the rest of his team. Carpi does get backstabbed by Mezzo, so not really a chance of them getting any picks here. But Nubby dead, Buck. I think slowly but surely they're actually taking B.
Yeah, the Soldier and Demon pressure coming in there, just kind of managing to get them out. I mean, Clark obviously didn't manage to wrangle his gun again. I mean, there was a lot of pressure onto it, and yeah, Joe managing to get the best of them there. So people trying to make their way into this main connector. Nice stab from Ajay actually onto May. They're going to be clearing them out, and they're actually 4 dead right now, but they crits in.
Crits in, and I don't know, if you're going to use that crits there, you're going to make sure you're either going to get a ton of kills or you're going to get the drop. Gedu still has that Uber, and he's with his team at the moment in the white room. I think they're happy to give up the C point here. There's no chance of them rotating around. Jackie Legs is actually on the flank there with Clark, just trying to get some damage onto that C point, but it's not going to be working. At the moment, the priority is the E point. Uber is going to be used, but Nubby gets pushed into the pit while Ubered, and a lot of kills coming here for Pozka. Managed to get a 4K, T-Borden down as well, so no more air blasting for him for the time being, but he's back up in action. Once that C point gets captured, the respawns for the attacking team are instantaneous. Meanwhile, defensive side here are getting about 20 to 25 second respawns, and Pozka there gets headshot by Carpi, who, you know, Sniper, not really a class that we see excelling on steel, but he's doing a grand job at the moment, and POYOTECH are getting some cap time on the E point, and SDCK are being stretched at all corners.
Yeah, I actually think POYOTECH are doing a good job here so far. I mean, they managed to get C. I mean, even they've kind of recovered from their failed pushes earlier, but I mean, they're going to try and crit into D now. They're trying to go for a choke though, and it's going to expand pretty hard, so I mean, they lose a few players there. But Ajay gets a decent stab in there, so I don't know. I mean, they've still got their demo alive here for this defense, so nobody should be trying to get them off this E point, but they're making it quite difficult.
Yeah, they've actually got used to that. I'm not sure if Degu kind of got forced there. Took a bit of damage, and there we go. People getting caught out on the defensive side here. Carpi just picking people off, and suddenly SDCK, who had that Uber, decided to come onto E and try to maybe retake it and reclaim that ground. Aren't able to do it, and they lose a ton of players. Only 4 alive right now. They are getting some kills now. Joe and T-Borden both going down. 2 really important classes for POYOTECH, but they've got the heals on the point. Layla walking onto the point, onto a stick. He takes some damage, but does survive middle on the cleanup crew here, Buck, and he's just finishing off the damage that's being thrown out, and that is going to be their attacking phase done. Fairly fast time.
Yeah, I mean, the confidence must be quite high for them on this steal. I don't know whether they've scrimmed it just, or like whether they've scrimmed it before they started picking it in the map choices when they communicated it to Clark, but yeah, either way, I mean, decent push in there. Carpi had a lot of space, as you were saying before, like to actually just work in the picks, to sort of standing at the back of the point while they're like blocking off the spawns. I don't know who Zuzu is for the soldier.
I think
is
that's
that Hugo?
I believe, yeah.
Okay, it's just not A-listing. Okay, fair enough. But yeah, I mean, he was doing a decent job in middle, actually, blocking off the spawns in that heaven space. So yeah, really well played by POYOTECH.
To point out that Carpi actually top pointing on the server right now, 20 points, more than anyone else. When we look at the next fragging classes, actually it's the 2 spies, Agi with 13 and Mezzo with 10. So the assassin class is doing a good job at the moment, or the players who are playing the best at the moment, with the map choice being steel. I mean, I totally agree with what you said. You know, SDCK historically are known for enjoying this map. We may see them absolutely blitz them on the attack now, but Phaela have been scrimming this a lot, or I should say POYOTECH. They've been scrimming it a lot, and they actually, you know, played it in the semi-final as well, so they have had that competitive experience as well. Nubby getting headshot there by Carpi, starting this phase like he did the last, getting a kill onto Nubby, so no Demoman sack, but a lot of players here on A at the moment. Mezzo just doing a bit of spy grabbing on the point, and I don't know, maybe an AE is going to be in play here.
Yeah, he's trying to look for it, but I mean, Nubby's back up now. I mean, I say that, he took some damage there, probably trying to peek in again, but you're trying to rotate with this team, I think. They're going to try and go for A, like you said. I mean, I don't see any traps right now. I mean, they've got Hugo calling them out here, so they're going to see if they get a rotation in from the gun, but I think they're going to try and... Yeah, the Rammers are going to gun over now with the demo.
Yeah, this is something they do very, very often, but Poker does get headshot. Carpi is on the B spawn side here, which, you know, until that B point is captured, but Nubby manages to throw a couple of stickies, and that's a bit of a mistake in my mind. Hugo also goes down, so that's 2 players, Soldier and Sniper, both down for about 20 seconds, and that's going to allow SDCK to get a bit of count time here. T-Borden gets backstabbed by Mezzo, so no Pyro either on the defense, and that's going to trigger SDCK to just push into this BC connector and try to get some control. Yahoo actually manages to get behind. He's air blasting Joe and Layla into the corner. They're absolutely getting slammed here. In comes Nubby with the clean of the pipes, takes down everybody. How was Yahoo allowed to get in behind there and just trap the entire combo? That is just so clinical. SDCK aren't even capturing E anymore. They're pushing in to B from the BC connector. They're going from behind.
Not gonna lie, I think Poi misplayed that like hugely. I mean, not only is he on Brass B, so he wasn't really able to sort of like rotate as quickly, and he's gonna be still revved up. He didn't rotate to help with the Pyro, so he leaves the combo there. I also think the combo kind of misplayed as well, because they got a bit complacent, and then they just got wrapped entirely. So now they're kind of having to try and reset, but yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what they can do in this connector area. I mean, I think they're going to cliff though, SDCK.
Yes, SDCK, they're trying to go cliff here. Joe actually destroys the sentry that Clark had built up. Clark had built up the entire sentry nest on C during all of this. Obviously when the BC connector, and actually it does look like POYOTECH want to hold on to the C point. So SDCK will be met with some resistance here. There is an advantage in the hands of Gedu. He has that 100% charge. Layla is only at 60%. She's going to have to play passive, otherwise she might get caught out. But SDCK use, and they aren't able to catch anyone. Nubby not able to jump up onto that thing, but Kazarok with the headshot. Rambasaur down. Engineer is such an important class, because now that mini sentry is going to be easily spammed, and E is going to be able to be pressured. And I think C may well fall. If POYOTECH decide to push here, you know, it could all be over. And they're wisely gone back to the white room here, Buck. And I think now they're just going to bank all on just blocking that E point.
Yeah, I mean, they get the bridges up now. I mean, as you know, if anyone who plays Steel, if you cap C, you get the bridges up, so it allows your team to rotate over this E point a lot easier. But someone actually fall into the pit there. The Soldier going down, the defense. That's pretty big, actually. Spam Clash going down. As they come in through this choke is going to be pretty big. But I mean, we've already got the Spy and the Scout already on it. They're all just kind of stuck in White Room, but they do have this Uber, so they have to try and Uber into them soon here.
He does raise the question, at what point, yeah, what are they waiting for? They're waiting and people are dying. Poi is still down for another few seconds, but Joe getting headshot there is huge, but it's going to be the middle, and the T-Borden, Uber, Clark with the, sorry, not Clark, Carpi with the headshot onto May. Huge headshot there, but no, Layla just somehow decides to run into a wrangled sentry, and she's going to die. Doesn't get back into a safe position early enough, and because Middle didn't manage to catch out Gedu there, he uses his Uber, and SDCK are going to repush onto E here. There's 45 seconds left on the clock. T-Borden with a huge jump, but it isn't enough. Actually, Carpi is the one giving his team a bit of a lifeline at the moment. He gets some headshots. He's on a 4-kill streak. Takes down Yahoo, but he finally goes down to the stickies of Nubby. Joe is the last one alive now. He manages to take down one. He has to take another 2 at least. We see Gedu on the point. He is joined by Clark, but if no one moves them from the point in the next few seconds, it's not going to be enough. Middle's on the point. This is so close. Joe is actually going to get 2. Middle gets the 3rd, and they're holding on 20 seconds to go.
Jackie comes in though with some spam. Joey's still alive for all this. I'm not sure how he's alive, but there we go. The count goes out. Probably one of the closest rounds since I last saw SDCK play this game, and Jackie saved the point for them. But Jesus, that is a close first game. I did not expect it to be that close. We'll have to see if they kind of carry this forwards.
We are on to the second round now of this first map. Super Dickmann's KANNONEN, SDCK, the top seeds are 1 round to the good against POYOTECH. POYOTECH picking this map as the second seeds. They did have the map pick disadvantage, so they've picked this map. The next 2 maps, if we have to go that far, were picked by SDCK. And this first round, despite an insanely, well, pretty fast attacking time from POYOTECH, 4 minutes and 24, Super Dickmann's winning it with 15 seconds, and you're giggling. What have you seen, though?
SDCK just did a coordinated guitar to one. That almost blew my eardrums out, such as for whoever organised that.
It's the coordinated taunts. That's what gets the morale up, right? That's the once again Nubby, first person to die when he's on blue. Of course, it's SDCK attacking first now. We play ABVA, so the team that defended first last time will then attack first. SDCK will be attacking, trying to set a time, and then POYOTECH will be trying to beat that time. And once again, it does look like there's going to be a heavy investment on A here, and I do think again, but SDCK, they like to do this AE push, and I think POYOTECH are going to be ready for it, but the question is, they were ready for it last time, are they going to be able to hold on to it this time?
Yeah, Copy's watching this, up to see. I mean, Mezzo was smart enough actually on Dead Ringer there, gets headshot, manages to live there. Actually, never mind, gets caught out by a random death there from Joe, that's kind of unfortunate, but Joe going to be already trying to stick this point up. We'll have to see if they rotate through drop down, which they are. I think they're going for this, yeah, they're getting whipped by Jackie Lay's got this play coming in. Got this wrangle gun though, Rambo's going to try and do his best to try and neglect them coming in here. The Uber comes in, going to try and kill the gun. He's there blasting from Borden to try and deny the space, and the gun goes down, but they trade Ubers.
Ubers being traded is really interesting there, because now it gives them more space. Here we go, SDCK just deciding to plow in. They managed to take down Poi, they managed to take T-Borden, and Joe is extremely weak here. Nice arrow from Layla actually to keep him alive, and he manages to back out towards the point, and Carpi starts reading off those headshots. Domes 2 before going down to Mezzo, and actually that may have been enough just to slow down SDCK here, just because that A point is being capped. The respawns for the defensive side are going to be not too bad, so I don't think B is going to be able to be defendable anymore, but it is going to give them enough time to maybe set up some sort of hold on C. But that was a really interesting play, just taking that exchange, getting the Ubers out of the way, and then the attacking team could just plunge in forward and just try to win the DM fight. And at the moment, SDCK are winning the DM fights, and as soon as Carpi goes down, it's like POYOTECH lose that artillery. They're losing, and they lose Joe so early on. 24 seconds in the respawn queue, no demo. SDCK are just going to be playing with this.
Yeah, Jackie Legs is already in here. Bomb straight onto Layla. Layla goes down very quickly there. Really well played by Jackie Legs. Nice block anti-air pipe onto Nubby there, but he's getting shot. Goes down to 2 health. He was trying to meet up with his medic, but yeah, nice pressure onto C here. They take advantage of that Joe pick. I mean, Joe kind of overextending there. Really well played by Kaza to get that opening pick.
That's probably the worst thing that could have happened. I was praising the frags coming in from the red side in slowing down B and getting themselves set up on C. But if you lose your demo playing that aggressively out of position, and then you lose your medic because your medic's then not in position, it's really tough for you to everyone else to actually play around that. And SDCK are aware of that. Big jump in from Jackie Legs. Going to be some soldier MGE here up in heaven. May is going to try to assist but can't make the jump. and these bridges are being extended. JackeyLegs is already in a wide room. He gets one behind Layla, and he gets the second rocket. How is he allowed to do that? He gets the teleporter for good measure before dying. He's going to put his keyboard down there. He's just going to be saying, like, you know what, my job is done. Mezzo is still reeling off these revolver shots. It is just a free-for-all right now, and SDCK are feasting on POYOTECH.
Yeah, the key thing is, right, they're playing Steel really well here because they're staying together as a team and they're staying with their medic as well. I really like to see teams do this on Steel. It's how you really should be playing Steel, like all as one unit, because you spread the defense thin, you catch out the people who are aggressive with like the sticks or the snipes, you just uber straight into them. And now they get later again, now Geddy's on the ad, he goes down quite weak actually. Geddy completing! Oh, he lives! Oh no, he doesn't! Oh, he goes down to T-board and we will play by T-board in there, but they get this cap out, so it's really a lot of pressure on them.
Yeah, they get the decap, and while the decap again is often ignored, it's going to block down that east side spawn. So if you want to respawn, Nubby manages to take down Layla. There's been barely any heals for POYOTECH for the entirety of this defensive phase. For POYOTECH, they just cannot keep their medic alive, and everyone is just running around and killing. There's 4 down for them right now, and there is a lot of players on the point. And T-Born is going to try and get onto the point to air blast away, but he just falls into the pit himself. Hugo is going to jump up, he just gets air blasted away, and then gets headshot in mid-air by Kazarok, and SDCK just managed to do it again. Pretty much exactly the same time as they had before. They won the last one by what, 15 seconds? That's exactly the same time though. It was 4:24 and there was 15 seconds left on the clock. They capped in 4:09 before. They have like a blueprint on how to push Steel, and they're just getting the same time every time.
This is why I think it's really brave, really ballsy trying to fix Steel into SDCK. Like, even without Sunburn calling, like he probably would do, and they've got Nubby instead on demo, like, they're still able to get these really good rotations in. JackeyLegs doing these massive bombs in. They're all clumping together as they should be, getting these heals in. They're just taking the Ubers in. They're catching Layla off guard because they're just really fast with these rotations. And then they just get the point together, like, one by one, and they just block them out, and they get like a 4-minute time, even without an AE push. So, yeah, I mean, it's just a masterclass really in Steel play, and I don't really think POYOTECH have many answers for what they're doing at the moment.
There wasn't really a moment on any of the points where POYOTECH defended the point.
No.
Every single time SDCK pushed, they pushed and took the point. And everyone on SDCK at the moment, other than Posca, has more points than the entirety of the POYOTECH team. There is nobody really being able to put a dent in this offense. But right now, if POYOTECH do the same as they did before, it's going to be mighty close. I mean, they did push in like 4:24 before, so you know, maybe they're going to go for an 80 push themselves, and they did win this map in the semi-final pretty clinically against Envision. So we'll have to see what happens this time around, and it does look like SDCK aren't too bothered. They're going to be playing this quite slowly and just waiting for the rotation.
We do actually have some interesting crit sticks on E here. A bit more passive position, maybe to try and catch out the medic before Layla uses him. Joe manages to see them though, actually, and Copy gets a nice shot onto Mezzo as he actually goes down. Yeah, and May going down as well, so the flank going down a bit weaker there for SDCK, but they've rotated this going onto this point. Kaz trying to do this sniper v sniper over the point with Copy, but I mean, interesting rotation here actually.
Yeah, I mean, we actually, because of the deaths on the side of the flank, I mean, JackeyLegs is pretty much locked in the spawn right now, because take a look at POYOTECH, they have control of Heaven, they have control of the high ground. Rambasaur has got his level 3 sentry, he's got his teleporter up as well, T-Borden for company, as well as Carpi, but Joe goes down to the sticks, and so does Layla. I can't do it, Mark. I'm praising.
Did you see it?
I saw it, and there's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say.
Joe was just like, well, Nubby was kind of BMing around the corner, like, you just put the sticks down. It was only Joe. I don't know why no one else came with him. Like, you know, not really gonna get a great demo solo Uber through there, but it just, oh god, I didn't know they get spawn counts like a.
So everything was going pretty good for POYOTECH. They have control of the E spawn, they have their flank in a really good position, they've got E pressure, and they've got their sniper in the window. Everything on that side of the map is going brilliantly, but it seems at the moment Joe and Layla can't stay alive, and when your medic gets spawn camped, when you really are under pressure for time, it's not a good thing to happen to you. In any sense of the word. 2 minutes left on the clock here, and with only 1 point capped, that E point is going to be capping fairly slowly, and Mezzo manages to get 2 kills with his revolver. He's just cleaning people up left, right and center. Layla is still on the crits, and she's actually taking the teleporter up into Heaven. Gedu, I don't think, has really had much to do other than just you know, heal his team and hope for the best. But Agi with the kill onto Nubby may open things up here, but again, there's barely any point pressure. There is nobody pressuring BC because, you know, middle is trying to get the cap, but unless you pressure that BC connector, everyone on SDCK is going to be happy to just shoot through that channel and block the point, which is exactly what they're doing. 4 down for POYOTECH here, and it takes at least 40 seconds for that final cap to be capped, and you're going to need a lot of people on there to do it. So at the moment, it's not looking too good for POYOTECH.
Yeah, I really think Layla's in a terrible position here. Like, I don't think she should be here. I think she should be with like the demo, like trying to tackle things from the front, but instead they're kind of in the back. They're going to try and get this Uber in now. It's actually a crit. Ooh, interesting. They get the 2 picks there. They actually catch out the demo and Clark goes down as well. You get a return Uber in. Actually, you get Ghetto Ubering the Spy there for a few seconds, but manages to back out. It's actually a crit stick underneath. Ooh, dead it though, and Yahoo doesn't die to that just yet, but they're kind of in this awkward position. They haven't got any cap time though, importantly. And like you said, this cap time's going to take a long time.
Yeah, at the moment there was only Hugo on the point. He's not able to survive for much longer because even though they did manage to take down 4 crucial players on the defensive side, Mezzo again getting his revolver out and just denying players one by one. And it's just not enough. The only person to be blocking BC is Joe. He takes down that sentry, but there's too many players there. With about a third of the cap, there's 25 seconds. They need players on this point now. Middle is going to be the one to do it. He's too weak to stand on there for too long. Postka is on a 7 kill streak right now. Nobody's taken that man down for some time. Although the crit stickies do come in, Gedu and Postka are both going to die. JackeyLegs is going to get yeeted into the pit, and he's going to tumble down. But with 10 seconds to go, it is all but over, and SDCK are going to take this first map back.
Yeah, I think I was trying to buff the logs there with the crits, to be honest. But yeah, really well played by SDCK there. Didn't really overextend too much, and they countered the crits player with just some, you know, decent kiting and some counter Ubers in onto the right people. But
we are onto the second map now of this Highlander. No, not even semi-final, grand final. This is the Premiership Division final match of the season to decide who will become champion. SDCK are 1 map to the good after winning Steel 2-0. POYOTECH did pick that map, and they now have to win their opponent's map pick to even stay in this game. This series has the potential to finish right here, or it could go on for quite some time. This is going to be a best of 3 on Badwater. SDCK in the blue will be attacking first, POYOTECH in the red defending, and then they'll try and beat their opponent's time in order to take the maps. Any words, Buck? Any predictions? Who do you think? How do you think this is going to go? We're going to see fast, slow times. Is anyone going to go huge?
I don't know. I kind of want us to go to 3 maps just because I don't feel like a grand final's complete without 3 maps. But I do feel like SDCK, I'm kind of predicting to be winning this one out, and I don't know. They're going to need Corby to go huge, if anything.
Yeah, we'll have to see how he does. Do see Mezzo going behind enemy lines all the way to spawn, probably to take out that teleporter, which is really, really important on this map on the first point because it allows his respawns to come in. The suicides are coming in. Big jump from JackeyLegs. Lots of damage being thrown down, and Layla actually drops to the pipes of Nubby. She tries to hide inside the dispenser, using it like body armor, which we see medics do all the time, but it's just not enough. It's just not enough, and she goes down to the pipes of Nubby, the Iron Bomber, doing too much damage, and just penetrating that body armor back. And it worked for her in the semi-final, but it just didn't this time around.
Yeah, the key thing there to note as well is how many people were dead from SDCK post-sack wave, and that is what I always love to see. You want to see everyone in the sack wave making it as hard as possible. You're actually getting pressured down by AJ, but he just getting picked off. But yeah, really well played on that sack wave from SDCK to get that pressure. It's a free first point, and that is absolutely tragic for POYOTECH.
It's the definition of free, isn't it? There's the closest person to SDCK right now is Poi, and he's on the roof. And I'm not sure. I think they are aware that he's there, yeah, because Kazarok is watching, and they're just kind of waiting. And POYOTECH realize they can't do anything because there's a huge Uber ad in the hands of Gedu here, 100% for him, and Lela's only at 70%. They have to back off, go on to third, and hope to get some time here. 119 for the first point is pretty fast, but there we go. Hugo running the panic attack is going to die, but he takes down JackeyLegs. But without a soldier, that does mean Kazarok has a really tasty sightline here.
We're trying to pick this left angle. It's just a new balcony it's opened up because of this V9 version of the map. As we're trying to abuse that. Pyro actually taking a headshot there. Yaya actually goes down there. I think it might have died to the full damage, but they're going to be trying to set up this third defense. I mean, Karthik's trading blows with Kazarok as he's doing a sniper v sniper, but Rambo trying to get this level 3 set up. Mezzo tries to make his way in, but does get spotted out. We'll try and grab this out. Interesting sack actually coming in here.
Yeah, they managed to jump in, and Karpi with a headshot onto Postka, just going to slow down that push of the car. There's a lot of people on the cart right now, but that wrangled level 2 sentry is going to Many people think twice, but actually there's not much damage coming from other sources. So, you know, they're able to get that car up the little hill there, and eventually it's going to slow down. We actually see Poi changing from the Brass Beast to the Hulong Heater. Not quite sure about that change, but he's actually getting really aggressive here in the house and just dies.
I hope Poi is not doing his like classic BM where he just kind of like gives up after the game and then just starts like throwing, because they really need him. If he turns up, he can do a lot of work on this defense, especially as Heavy. I mean, Heavy being a classic defense monster here on his third point, could just sort of, it's a nice balcony. It could have denied that jump in from Jackie Legs if he wasn't dead, but Jackie Legs going down there anyway, and Bezo getting picked up as well. And actually, Nubby goes down as well for a nice reflect from Borden.
Borden is well known for those reflects, and managed to get that reflect pipe there, but Kazarok took down Karpi, and he's just been picking people off ever since. Just, you know, without that sniper pressure from the defense, it allows him to just kind of do what he wants. And actually, Poi is on the high ground now, still on that Hulong Heater, but he is he's trying to take that high ground, maybe just to deny those jumpers, and Karpi getting some headshots himself. Like we said, actually the Uber comes in here, really aggressive from Nubby, gets some damage onto Layla, but it's not enough to take her down. But there we go, Yahoo is going to clean up Joe, Poi goes down, Hugo goes down, and they're just going to strong arm that cart forward. There's a lot of players caught on that high ground, including Layla, and actually Yahoo's in behind. I'm not sure if they were aware of that. He doesn't manage to catch anyone. He does get T-boarded. They're going to be chasing Layla. She's already on the lowest spawn. Yahoo trying to get middle. Jackie Legs is jumping. Layla's on the spawn.
Oh my God.
It's quite not enough. And she does survive. Jackie Legs does get middle though. And SDCK is still rolling forward here. They're going to take the momentum and keep going on to last.
Oh god, they're spreading out though. Poise gonna get caught out. They're gonna get the super out though. I mean, jumping from Hugo, but he jumps into Pozga, who's already up here. They're very low health on this top area, but Clark's already got his mini aggro. Jackie's gonna try and jump out now, but they've gotten some delayed spawns here. This is the problem. The SDCK are gonna be purposely going for these picks to try and desynchronize the spawns coming out from POYOTECH.
Yeah, they're just getting really aggressive. You take a look at Clark, even the engineer going forward, taking down Joe, and everyone is just walking forward, knowing that there's two different waves of players. The first wave is going for those kills, and the second wave is going to be pushing that car, and it's only going to take them 4 minutes and 29 seconds. I don't think we're going to see a time longer than 5 minutes here tonight, Buck. I mean, it's been sort of Formula 1 speed across every single map, and Fela they're against the ropes right now. I mean, they're still a best of 3 on this map, but so far they just really haven't been in the game.
I don't know if this is like nerves or comms, but this is not the POYOTECH we've been seeing the rest of the season, CeeJaey. Like, I mean, what do you think's like kind of keeping them back right now? It's really strange.
I feel at the start of the season they were scrimming a lot, and you know, they started off lightning speed. They were doing really, really well, and it got to that match in the regular season against SDCK, which they drew 3-3, took a map off each other, and everyone was hyping them up. Yeah, this is going to be the season where they can challenge, you know, everyone's stepping up. But in the UGC final, they just got absolutely demolished in 2 maps. And I don't know whether that hit their morale a bit too hard, because ever since, we've seen them struggle a little bit more. And I don't know, they dropped points to Bank Heist in the regular season. Against Envision, they almost limped over the finish line. Best of 3. It's yeah, it's tough, and you know, now the pressure is all on them. They have to push forward and beat this time. If they don't, it's going to be match point to SDCK.
Yeah, so the pressure's definitely on now. I mean, we've got this sort of maybe Sacco coming in. Actually, say that Cruz actually comes out. I mean, Hugo goes in, but the Ubik actually comes in from Geddy and returns to try and save his players. We've got Nubby just trying to relay some spam back into them, but they lose 3 there, so they're going to try and push his cart for now. But I mean, I don't know, they're still sitting pretty comfortably on this high ground.
Geddy did use his Uber there, though. He didn't take any damage, but I think it was more the idea that they knew that POYOTECH were far forward, and running that crits meant they were vulnerable to be getting caught out, but they didn't actually catch up that many players, and all it's really meant is that, you know, Ubers are equal now. You take a look at Layla, she's in the tunnel with the majority of her team. Joe's actually trying to spam that sentry from behind, get some decent damage down, but it's not going to be enough, and once SDCK realise where the danger is, they're just going to be focusing that tunnel entrance. Poi walks forward, does get taken down, as does Middle, Karpi, and Hugo, and that is a lot of players down. And you know, running the crits, generally you want to be having a bit of an advantage there, Buck, right? But this advantage is like 10%. It's really nothing to play with.
Yeah, Geddy's done a good job of actually trying to build here, but Jackie has already caught them out. He goes for a good bomb actually onto Joe, gets some decent damage, and there we go, Joe actually goes down there, and Layla's left with kind of no one ready to use in. And I don't know, I don't know why they didn't just regroup there before the train crits in. They just kind of went in without any other sort of flank pressure or spy pressure, like maybe a bit of impatience, not sure.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's taking them so long to actually get the crits that they know they don't have that big of an advantage, and then they're trying to rush it, and it doesn't really work. And here we go, Navi really, really aggressive. There's actually going to get caught out. He craters there. And Gedu still has that 100% Uber, and May just cleaning up. Wow, takes down Cho and Carby.
Yeah, big play from him. Gonna be trying to go forward in that aggression and clear out those people that just weren't really protected there for a few seconds. But we're trying to teleport back in there as his teleport is still alive for Clark on this defense, which is pretty critical for him. And yeah, I don't know. I mean, they got the cart forward a bit. It's gonna be trying to like roll back and slowly.
No.
But, oh god.
Oh no. They use the crits onto Hugo, and he just gets headshot. And then Poker's just like, you know what? That's free real estate, and he just turns the corner and he just guns everybody down. This guy is a beast. You know, if your heavy is from Russia, he's gonna be loving the class. And he's on a 6k right now. He is cleaning up. Joe jumps in. This is looking desperation times right now. He gets cleaned up by May, and this is less than 2 minutes left on the clock. POYOTECH haven't even gotten close to capping this first point, let alone getting to the end of the map. And it's getting to the point where it could be impossible. Agi, with the kill onto Jaculex, may open up the flank a little bit, but Mezzo's there as well. He's part of the flank. He's got the revolver out. Sapo coming in from Agi. He gets it onto the sentry. The sentry will go down, and maybe some point presence is going to be necessary here for them to try and get this cap done. SDCK losing a lot of players here, but maybe they're going to capture this first point.
Yeah, they kind of picked him off one by one there with that opening pick on Jaculex. I think there's a spawn, trying to get Layla back there, but yeah, getting going down there actually means they didn't have any heals on that high ground for long, and now it's just kind of May alone. But I mean, 1 minute, I'm pretty sure this is like pretty much physically impossible here, so this is going to be padding the stats.
I'd love to just bring up my old teammate Emilio and just say, hey, how long does it take to push the map? He always knew how long it took to get all the way to the end of the map at any point in the map. Oh yeah, if you're at this particular hammer unit on the map, it takes 43.7 seconds to push the cart at ×3 all the way. But I think we could just guesstimate 45 seconds left on the clock. They've just captured the second point. It's not really going to be possible for them to get all the way. This is basically dead time now. This is just going to be padding the logs as Jaculex does exactly that. He pads his logs with another medic kill onto Layla. SDCK actually losing a lot of players, but you know, essentially they know this round has already been won, and they're going to go one round up Buck on the second map, and this could be an extremely fast final. This could be all done and dusted in time for us to all, I don't know, put something on Netflix, because at the moment POYOTECH just, I don't think they've arrived in the server yet.
It's just like, I think if anything, what they need to do is they need to go into the next round. They just have like a hard reset of like the comms, hard reset of the focus, everything that they're doing, because I don't know, they need to just try and adapt as SDCK just kind of spams a bit hard to one. But yeah, really well played by SDCK though. I mean, let's not take it away. I mean, their defense has been pretty good, denying the flanks from coming in, you know, getting some decent time denial on the cart, and just keeping the sentry up as long as possible and playing around Kaza.
Well, this is it. Crunch time for POYOTECH. The entire season, people were billing them as the potential team to, you know, maybe break their duck. This is going to be their 7th or 8th final now. A lot of runner-up medals in this POYOTECH side, but no winners medals for the likes of Joe and Layla. And SDCK have, you know, looked shaky at times, especially in their match against POYOTECH in the regular season, but so far they're looking anything but titanium. Well, sorry, they're looking like titanium because they're just looking unbreakable at the moment against this POYOTECH side, and this round could be the final round of this final. If they do win it, POYOTECH will be attacking first this time, so they'll have the chance to push all the way to last, however long it takes. But SDCK, if they play like they did in that previous phase, it'll be very, very tough for them to break down. Predictions, Buck. Is this going to be the comeback of a lifetime? Are they going to come back? Are they going to win this? They're going to win this map and take it to a third, or SDCK just going to breeze it?
I think SDCK have just summoned the power of metal to defend themselves here on this high ground. I really think SDCK have got this in the bag at the moment. I mean, Joe's going for his classic sort of bomb round, but at the moment SDCK looking very comfortable. You know, the motivation must be pretty high for them, so it's going to take a miracle, I think, from POYOTECH to try and bring some back here.
Couple of players already dead. Hugo down to the cleaver. And there we go. May actually just going in behind and cleaning up the players who got behind middle in particular, not pushing the car as Scout, but actually trying to go for that kind of behind play, a bit of a flank. Joe actually on the spawn, just kind of destroying that teleporter and maybe waiting for some respawns. Interesting strategy, but the rest of his team are trying to get some sort of... How do you rate this play of the demo being the one to kind of try and spawn camp?
I mean, it can work as long as he does it once and then rotates back. I mean, he is doing it now, to be fair. He's going to rotate back in, but he needs to try and coordinate him coming back in with a sack wave, so if he kind of tries to line it up with the soldier, maybe he can do. I'm not really sure whether the soldier's on Liberty Launch, actually. That's kind of an interesting play. I mean, you got sort of reduced damage there trying to go for the mid, but got Nubi actually taunting him. He dies for the taunt, the BM from Nubi. Oh, I'm going to get paid off, Coffee. Going to be just trailing them off with that one, but I'm going to try and push in Cliff here.
Rambus was actually doing a grand job of pushing that car, manages to get it through the tunnel, which is the hardest part to do normally. And he actually sets up a teleporter in that bunker, so you know, the longer that's alive, the longer it may actually come into fruition and help people out. Navi respawns and realizes, hey, there's an NG behind us, guys. Like, I'm going to go on the chase. And he actually goes to go for the frag. He doesn't really need to be in play because the rest of his team is just cleaning house. Actually, no, Navi does die. Rambus still stays alive, and everyone SDCK starts bleeding without that demo presence, and there we go, Clark's sentry does go down, using that Eureka effect to get out to safety towards the spawn, and the rest of his team hightail it out of that door and try to get onto second.
I think Carpy... Oh! I was just about to say, I bet Carpy's trying to take this game on his shoulders and carry his entire team. As I was about to say that, kills Gedu there. Huge kind of car bomb in, trying to come in from Jackie Legs, but he's going to get picked up there. Poi actually trying to, you know, try hard for like the first time probably, as he's got his Thomas Lav out trying to protect his medic. Joe goes in for a bit of a bomb here. Jimmy tries to get spammed out by the sniper, but yeah, Carpy just going to try and take this game on his shoulders.
Yeah, man, that's just a huge pick, and you take a look at Layla with that 100%. She's healing Joe right now, and they are going to use the Uber, solo Uber. That Pyro is trying to nullify a little bit. T-Boarding comes in.
Ooh,
actually, Agi, yeah, huge backstab onto Clark. Manages to sap the sentry as well, but Mezzo just sneaking in behind, manages to get Layla as she tries to retreat, and Jackie Legs kills Joe. And this is what we talk about, using your Ubers far too early. The car isn't even through the tunnel yet, and you didn't manage to actually kill Gedu, so he's at 60%, your medic's dead, and they're going to be just take this DM fight any day of the week. Mezzo actually gets Layla down again. She gets spawn camp.
Oh, classic Mezzo play, TBH. Oh, it's going to be added to some BM, but yeah, I mean, I don't know how SDCK managed to hold on to that third point. Poker almost goes down to the afterburn there, lives on like 2 health or whatever, manages to eat a sandwich, and Kaza just sort of chilling on a bookshelf or like a shelf just living up top, but they're going to try and have this aggressive hold here. They've got 100% on Gedu, so unless they try and get some stack waves in here, it's going to be an interesting push in.
They do get their players in position. Gedu still has that 100% Uber, and that's going to be the problem for POYOTECH to try and deal with. That sentry from Clark is being built up, not in the window, but in a bit of a different position, watching that house, and yeah, the Uber is actually forced.
Yeah, Joe gets a nice bomb in there, actually. Manages to find that through the, like a needle in a haystack, pretty much, but I mean, they're still going to be trying to hold forward to actually now. I think Getty going to be trying to pull back into this house. Interesting position here from Clark, actually, the gun. It's not directly in the window, but might move it as they try and come in. Going to try and get some space in Boiler. Boy's going to try and clear that out for his team as I'm hoping they just try and play around the sniper here, but I think the Uber's going to come through Boiler.
Yeah, because this is the pro version, those respawns are going to be a lot better, and in comes the crits actually. It takes down Gaku and Nubby. That could be pretty big. Mezzo actually gets a couple of kills while all of this is going on. There's loads of kills going down. Layla does die again to Jackie Legs, but maybe enough damage has been done. Kind of like a, you know, getting a sledgehammer and attaching dynamite to it. You know, just swing away, and yeah, you're going to get blown up, but at least you take out most of the enemy team with you. Maybe that's POYOTECH's strategy right now. Who cares if our medic dies as long as we kill at least 7 or 8 of SDCK, which they did do. Gedo is down, and the fact that the respawns are better for the attacking team does mean that Layla should have an advantage. She doesn't actually start healing though until Gedu spawns, so it's equal Ubers here, Bug. But maybe this is what POYOTECH want to do, just get the forces and just try and just win the DM fight based on crits and just these random pushes.
Yeah, I like this play from POYOTECH. I mean, they lose 2 here, but I mean, they've got this decent push time and they've got 4.5 minutes to third. It actually isn't a bad time, in fairness. Good try to get some copy in the window here, might try and see what he can get as Yaki's going down to pretty low health, but they're doing this a bit of a tires rotation here, kind of risky. Actually, I mean, they have ads, it's not too bad, but I mean, I don't know, maybe trying to find something there, almost gets picked off. Are they still on crits? I think yeah, they're still on crits here.
Yeah. Are they going to use it again? They take down Kazarok, actually. Take down Nubby. Only 4 players left alive for SDCK. One of them is Gedu, but they get him! Actually, it's going to be Poi who finishes off the kill. Gedu was at 87%, so close to getting that Uber, but SDCK just weren't prepared, weren't well positioned enough for that crit. It's going to be Yahoo to get the kill onto middle, but he does die as his Jackie Legs. And the respawns are going to come in for SDCK, but there's a lot of players on the cart, and there's going to be a big battle on the high ground now.
Yeah, they get decent cart time with that though, you know, well played by POYOTECH to actually, you know, abuse the fact that there wasn't any spawns, get that time to run the cart, so they have to get that going. Now they've got some sticks to try and deny it, but I mean, they're going to try and rebuild here. Block's actually on minis, he might switch back in a second, but Layla does actually have ad here, so let's see if they try and bring this in through main, once they get 100% crits again. They're kind of rushing in though.
Yeah, I mean, they lose Agi here, and I do have to raise the question how they have a team wipe and aren't managing to push the cart all the way in. Kazarok's actually running the Huntsman now and gets a kill onto Carpi. That's going to have to sting a little bit. The crits are going to come in again. It's going to need to get a lot done. Joe is throwing those stickies around, but it's only going to be landing on a sentry, and May just W's into them, takes down Layla. Yahoo's going to be the one to take out Joe, and you know, if you keep rolling the dice in the same way, you're not going to get the same result every single time. And you know, that Chris play worked out really well, but no one was really watching the spawns. You know, when I just saw middle kill Kazarok there with the bat and then ate some chicken. So I mean, maybe that just sums up the mentality of Phaler right now. They're just going in and thinking, you know what, everything else hasn't worked so far. Let's just barrel in and hope for the best.
Mezzo though gets the double stack, gonna be opening it up. Poyd actually managed to drop down here, trying to find Yahoo. Actually gets picked onto Yahoo there as he wasn't Ubered, but he's trying to see what he can find. Clark, he gets Clark as well. Fair play, but I mean, it's only kind of just redemption picks really, is the combo from SDCK. They're gonna be holding on this round, but I mean, I was gonna say before, like, it's really good to see, you know, POYOTECH kind of trying to get some aggression in and trying to take some momentum, but then it comes back to that point before what I was saying about togetherness. Like, they kind of just came in with solo demo crits, and like, I feel like if Poi was there, or like, you know, they had like a shotgun from the Pyro, like, they maybe would have been able to kill the scout that like Joe was trying to shoot for ages, but I don't know. I think they just need to try and group up again.
I mean, it's exactly like you say, they just solo crits the demo in through choke. Kazarok gets another Huntsman kill on Takabi. This one, the arrow was on fire. We're playing Legend of Zelda here with the fire arrows. I mean, if they had just one more player, just one of the other 7 players on the team joining them, then, you know, again, it's going to be this solo demo crits, and it's just Joe and Layla in map room. They've actually got Hugo for company, but he leaves them, and then Layla just dies to poker. Just, I mean, just don't solo crits or solo Uber players. I mean, you've got more than one player on your team. Generally, you want one of those players to be doing damage or focusing on an objective or something like that. And another person, you know, protecting your medic. But at the moment, it seems these crits are flying in, and then, you know, Layla just gets killed. Agi gets the shank there onto Nubby, and a bit of a spy crabbing going on. Yeah, I mean, they're getting some kills now, actually. SDCK, only 4 players alive, so that's maybe it. Gedu is actually nowhere near getting a charge, so Middle actually with the cleaver kill. Poi is actually just tanking. He's just tanking on the cart right now, trying to just kill anyone who gets close to that cart. Yahoo comes in, bit of air blasting going on. T Borden is also going to go down as there we go, Gedu using the amputated taunt to try and keep his team alive. But everyone is actually going to die.
Oh my god!
Actually, with another spy crab, but then gets amputated down by Gedu. But there's so many players dead for SDCK. I can't see a way where Phaler don't manage to cap this right now. Jackie Legs almost takes down Layla with seconds to go. 9:27. I jinxed it, I think, Buck. I think I jinxed it by saying we wouldn't see a... Yeah, cast is curse. We weren't going to see a time over 5 minutes. Well, we did, but unfortunately for POYOTECH, it was their attacking phase, and now SDCK just need to push this car in 9 minutes and 26 seconds, and they will win this second map and ergo the entire grand final.
They had like 3 opportunities at least where they probably could have capped it a bit easier. I mean, one of them was a bit sketch in fairness because the spawns were just coming up, but there was 2 at least good opportunities where they could have capped it, but their team just wasn't together. So they had good momentum coming into third. So they had about, like, what, 4.5 minute time, something like that to third, and it took looking like another 4 minutes to get into last. Well, 5 minutes, actually, to against the last. And
but that first crit almost worked, right? Yeah, I mean that first crit's almost worked, but they just, instead of having like, you know, they had 5-6 players alive, instead of having a few of them pushing the car and the rest of them locking down spawns, they all blobbed on the car, and then when the SDCK spawns came in, they just looked at the cart and just said, well, okay, we'll just shoot at the cart then. You know, it just seemed like it was panic mode or even choke mode where they just didn't think through what they needed to do, and that could have been, you know, a 5-6 minute time, which should have been a lot more, you know, helpful, a lot more playable. But at the moment, the pressure is definitely on POYOTECH as they have to defend this for at least 9 minutes and 20 seconds.
I don't think he just saw Clark there, but he just randomly shot the wall where SeeJaey was like standing on top of the thing. He's probably seen him do that in like a previous VOD, but I mean, yeah, the sacks come in. I mean, Layla actually not ready to force there just yet, but I don't know. They're trying to get this cart forward at the moment, and yeah, good hold so far for POYOTECH.
So far, so good for POYOTECH. They just need to keep doing this for another few minutes. Obviously the round timer can come into play if SDCK struggle to push a specific point. Obviously it's the entire map in, you know, 8 minutes and 45 seconds, but if they don't push this first point in the next 4 minutes, it could be all over. And Nubby there gets taken down. Layla's actually surviving this onslaught of damage, and the only casualty actually is Carpy. So without a sniper, that might trigger SDCK to go on the far side here and try and just support their sniper and get him a bit of the sideline, because that teleporter from Rambasaur is down. Maybe they're just going to try. He does use the Eureka effect to get it back up in action. So, you know, these respawns could come in and big drop.
SeeJaey is coming in clutch. I mean, the assassin classes. I mean, Carpy is trying to carry it early. SeeJaey, I think, trying to turn it up right now. He's actually third top scoring for his team. But I mean, that is a huge play from him, trying to deny this first point for a bit. And yeah, might come in clutch.
That is indeed a massive play. Layla still with 100% charge. That teleporter is still kind of alive. Mezzo is just causing issues on the spawn, and it is going to go down, and Carpy isn't in the front lines right now, so Kazrock is going to have the freedom of the map. Big rockets coming in from Jackie Legs. No damage actually done to Layla, but she uses her Uber anyway, and Joe's going to try and jump forward, trying to clean up these players. Jackie Legs, Kazrock, and May, and Clark actually dying to the panic attack, all going down in quick succession. So 4 down for SDCK, but they do have that all-important Uber advantage, 60% in the hands of Gedu, and you know, I mean, at the moment, things are looking okay. Rambasaur is doing the absolute stellar job of just going back to the spawn, getting that teleporter back up time and time again.
Yeah, but Mezzo with that critical pick onto Carpy, who's on that low ground, and no sniper means that Kaza has got all the space in the world pretty much to try and work this in if they try and play with him. But I mean, he's on this low ground at the moment, he's not going to Cliff. They're going to go for this Cliff Uber, which is kind of been like SDCK actually. The Pyro is up, Water's going to try and reflect this. There's decent sticks there to actually try and blow them away. And they do get blown away, but either way, they get the cap going.
Yeah, big jump in from Nubby. He actually just gets totally denied. No one really super important. Actually, you know, Carpy does go down, and it does look like SDCK are starting to slowly grind this out to their advantage. Layla is trying to get an escape. She does use her Uber as they back through the gates. And I'm not sure if they needed to use that Uber, if they held that on for slightly longer, but they still might get caught out. Jackie is trying to preempt this and get onto the second point, just jumping around. He knows that they're caught between a rock and a hard place, and in comes Nubby. Big fight, big damage! Joe and Layla both going down. Nubby just destroying them, and T-Borden is up on the high ground alone. And what was looking so good for POYOTECH is starting to look worse and worse.
So there's two things that went weird there. One, the fact that they decided to, I don't think it was a comm thing, but they decided to go to roof rather than just use and then go through the sort of the main choke and then kite it back that way. And then two, they went on roof, but then they were so calm when they were up there. They weren't like trying to juke. They were so close to the edge. Didn't expect any sacks in for some reason, and they got caught out completely by it. So really well played by Nubby and Jackie did bomb in there.
Saving grace being the fact that Gedu did get taken down. So Equalube is essentially small advantage for Layla on this defense, but SDCK have the advantage of total control over this third point, and it's going to be really, really difficult for POYOTECH to do anything. It's risky. They don't have a charge. They don't have position to really make a play here, and SDCK just using this cover, but big backstab from Agi. Takes down Gedu, takes down Posca, and Yahoo also goes down. Huge damage from Joe, gets 3 kills and a sentry with those stickies, and they completely destroy SDCK there, and that Uber advantage is now 100%, but the problem is, Buck, they gave up that forward spawn.
Yeah, the forward spawn, and they're Ubering in now for some reason. I'm not sure why they didn't just hold on to the Uber and then let them get pressured in and then have to use, but Lay's getting bombed now. Managed to get out actually, but they lose their demo. I don't know why did POYOTECH do that play? It's such a strange play. It's like they get given a defense on a play from SDCK, and then they just throw it all away instantly. Like, if I was SDCK, I'd be so like annoyed there. Like, that's really weird.
Yeah, I'd just be. I mean, you'd already. I mean, if they still had a possibility to defend a third point, I'd say fair play. But they'd already lost that third cap, and you know, there was no chance of them being able to do anything with that Uber other than maybe kill everybody. But it's a big risk. I mean, actually, oh
there we
no! What are you doing?
They went into tires.
They rotated through tires, but you must know that the enemy team has Uber. They literally just jumped into a meat grinder there.
I don't know whether this. I don't know. I don't know whether that was a kind of a giving up play from them. Like, I really feel like they could have got a 5-minute last hold. I mean, it's pretty common to get 5-minute last holds in fairness if you do them correctly, but either way, there we go. That will be the final. I mean, GG to SDCK and congratulations to POYOTECH there for that season. But yeah, I mean, real play by SDCK.
Yeah, very, very clinical indeed, taking both maps 2-0.
Really well played by SDCK, and once again, sort of winning out the season for them.
Well, I just have some thank yous to hand out there. Thank you to the teams for putting on this show. Congratulations to Super Dickmann's KANNONEN for winning the Premiership Season 21 title. Commiserations to POYOTECH for yet another runners-up medal. And thanks to all the other teams for putting on a great show this season. We have some amazing casts on Critscast, trying to cover all of the action. Special thanks also to the casters who've been able to do it throughout the entire season. Wiethoofd for doing the production tonight, and of course Buck for joining myself tonight to cover the game. We have some shout outs towards the ETF2L sponsor, Manco Store, sponsoring season 21 of ETF2L. The website is down, but do check out the sponsor who've been covering this final, and also to our sponsor, Antlion ModMic Wireless. Check that out. They have been helping us out. Check out them, and also check out all of our social media. We have lots and lots of links. Check out our Discord, check out our Patreon, check out our Twitter if you want to know all about things that are going on Critscast. More casts in the future, no doubt. We cover all sorts on this channel. Check out the merch as well. We have plenty of merch on there, Critscast related merch, if you want to help the casters and the production team as we try and cover as much TF2 as possible. We will be having more Highlander related stuff in the future. We will have the award show to award the best players of the season on their respective classes, and of course that coveted MVP award that'll be on Critscast, as we'll get some big names from the Highlander scene to come in and discuss the goings on of season 21. And also a final thank you to those of you watching. Thank you for joining us tonight. I hope you enjoyed the action, and we look forward to seeing you in the future. Have a great night.
Hi, old beaver! Away!